Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the world of Korean natural farming, or KNF, a revolutionary approach to sustainable gardening. Now, some of you might be thinking, Korean natural farming, what's that all about? Well, stick around because we're going to break it down for you. We're going to explore the core principles that make this method so incredibly effective. Get ready to unlock the secrets of nature and unleash the full potential of your garden.
All right, let's kick things off with the heart and soul of KNF, Indigenous Microorganisms, or IMOs. These microscopic helpers are the unsung heroes of a thriving garden. Think of them as the ultimate workforce, breaking down organic matter, cycling nutrients, and building soil structure. They're the key to unlocking your soil's true potential. Now here's the beauty of KNF. We're going to capture these beneficial microbes straight from your backyard using a simple and effective method. All you need is some cooked rice and a little bit of patience. First, grab a handful of cooked rice and place it in a breathable container. I like to use a wooden box or even a bamboo steamer basket lined with some paper towels. Next, find a nice shady spot in your backyard, preferably near some trees or in a wooded area. Bury your container of rice a few inches below the soil surface and cover it with a board or a rock to keep the critters out. Now we wait. Give it about 3 to 7 days, depending on the weather, and those little microbes will have multiplied and colonized your rice. You'll know they're there by the white, fuzzy growth on the rice. Once you've got your IMO-rich rice, mix it with an equal amount of brown sugar. Store this mixture in a cool, dark place for a few weeks, and you'll have a potent IMO solution ready to supercharge your garden.
Now that we've got our soil teeming with beneficial microbes, it's time to give our plants the nutrients they need to thrive. And no, we're not talking about synthetic fertilizers here. In KNF, we harness the power of nature to create our own nutrient-rich inputs using fermented plant and animal materials. Let's start with fermented plant juice, or FPJ. This potent bio-stimulant is like a superfood smoothie for your plants, packed with beneficial bacteria, enzymes, and growth hormones. Making FPJ is easier than you think. Simply gather up a bunch of fast-growing plants like comfrey, stinging nettle, or even weeds like dandelion or clover. You want to harvest them when they're young and vigorous, usually before they flower. Chop up your plant material and mix it with an equal amount of brown sugar by weight. Pack this mixture tightly into a container, leaving some space at the top for fermentation. Cover it with a cloth or paper towel and let it sit in a cool, dark place for about a week. After a week, strain out the liquid and you've got yourself some powerful FPJ. Dilute it with water. I like a ratio of 1 to 500 or 1 to 1000 and apply it to your plants as a foliar spray or soil drench. FPJ promotes vigorous plant growth, increases flowering and fruiting, and enhances resistance to pests and diseases. Next up, we have fermented amino acids, or FAA. This nitrogen-rich input is like a protein shake for your plants, providing them with the essential amino acids they need for healthy growth and development. To make FAA, we'll be using fish or other animal parts. Collect some fish scraps, shrimp shells, or even animal bones. Mix your animal material with an equal amount of brown sugar by weight, and pack it tightly into a container. Cover it with a cloth and let it ferment in a cool, dark place for about a month. After a month, strain out the liquid and you'll have a potent FAA solution. Dilute it with water. I usually go with a ratio of 1 to 1000 or 1 to 2000, and apply it to your plants as a soil drench or foliar spray. FAA is especially beneficial during the vegetative growth stage, promoting lush foliage and strong stems. Another important KNF input is lactic acid bacteria, or LAB. LAB is a powerful probiotic for your soil, enhancing nutrient cycling, suppressing harmful pathogens, and improving overall soil structure. To make LAB, all you need is some rice washing water and a bit of milk. Mix this rice washing water with an equal amount of milk. Raw milk works best, but pasteurized milk will do. Cover the mixture with a cloth and let it sit in a cool, dark place for about a week. You'll know the lab is working its magic when the mixture separates into a clear liquid on top and a milky sediment at the bottom. Skim off the clear liquid and that's your lab solution. Dilute it with water. I like a ratio of 1 to 10 or 1 to 20 and apply it to your garden soil. Lab is great for improving soil tilth, increasing nutrient availability, and suppressing soil-borne diseases.
All right, now that we've covered the importance of beneficial microbes and how to create our own nutrient-rich inputs, let's talk about how we treat our soil in KNF. One of the core principles of this method is no-till gardening, which means we avoid any unnecessary digging or tilling of the soil. You see, when we till the soil, we disrupt the delicate network of life that exists beneath the surface. We damage the fungal hyphae that help plants access water and nutrients. We expose beneficial microbes to harmful UV rays, and we create a favorable environment for weeds to take hold. By adopting a no-till approach, we allow the soil to build its own structure naturally, creating a healthy and resilient ecosystem that can support abundant plant life. No-till gardening has a ton of benefits for both your soil and your plants. For starters, it improves water retention. When we till the soil, we break up the natural channels and pores that hold water, leading to increased runoff and evaporation. No-till gardening, on the other hand, allows the soil to develop a sponge-like structure that can absorb and retain water more effectively. This means you'll need to water less often, saving you time, money, and precious resources. No-till gardening also helps to preserve mycorrhizal fungi, which form a symbiotic relationship with plant roots.
Now, let's talk about another key principle of KNF closed-loop nutrient cycling. This basically means that we try to create a self-sustaining system where we minimize waste and maximize the use of on-site resources. We want to mimic the way nature does things, where nutrients are constantly being cycled and reused. One of the easiest ways to achieve closed-loop nutrient cycling in your garden is to start composting. Composting is like recycling for your garden, allowing you to turn kitchen scraps, yard waste, and other organic materials into a nutrient-rich soil amendment. Instead of throwing away those banana peels, coffee grounds, and eggshells, toss them in your compost pile. They'll break down over time, releasing valuable nutrients that can be used to feed your plants. You can also add leaves, grass clippings, and other yard waste to your compost pile. These materials provide carbon, which helps to balance out the nitrogen-rich kitchen scraps. A good compost pile will have a mix of both carbon and nitrogen materials, allowing for optimal decomposition. Another way to close the loop in your garden is to start collecting rainwater. Rainwater is a free and sustainable source of irrigation water that's naturally soft and free of chlorine and other chemicals that can harm beneficial soil life. You can collect rainwater in rain barrels, cisterns, or even just buckets placed strategically around your property. Use this collected rainwater to water your plants, and you'll be reducing your reliance on municipal water sources while providing your plants with the best possible irrigation water.
So far, we've talked about the core principles of Korean natural farming, from harnessing the power of indigenous microorganisms to creating our own natural fertilizers and biostimulants. We've also discussed the importance of no-till gardening and closed-loop nutrient cycling. But how does all of this translate into healthier and more resilient plants? Well, it all boils down to the health of your soil. When you focus on building a thriving soil ecosystem, you're essentially creating a solid foundation for your plants to thrive. Think of it this way. A plant growing in healthy, living soil is like a person eating a balanced diet, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep. They're going to be much healthier and more resilient than someone who's constantly stressed, malnourished, and sleep-deprived. One of the ways that KNF strengthens plants naturally is by outcompeting harmful pathogens with beneficial microbes. Remember those IMOs, LAB, and other beneficial microorganisms we talked about earlier? Well, these little guys are like the good bacteria in your gut. They help to keep the bad guys in check, preventing diseases and promoting overall plant health. When you create a healthy soil ecosystem, you're essentially giving the good microbes a competitive advantage. They'll outcompete the harmful pathogens for resources, making it much harder for diseases to take hold. Another way that KNF strengthens plants is by providing them with essential nutrients through FPJ and FAA. These natural fertilizers and biostimulants provide a balanced diet of macro and micronutrients, ensuring that your plants have everything they need to grow strong and healthy. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tips on sustainable gardening. Remember, Korean natural farming is all about working with nature, not against it. By embracing these principles, you can create a thriving garden that's not only productive, but also good for the planet. So, get out there, get your hands dirty, and start experiencing the magic of KNF for yourself. Happy farming!